This is game number 1 here in this best set of 3. See how things start off here. Obviously, again, the thing to note about Team Excellent is that they are coming off a big win over State Green that ultimately knocked them out of the bracket stage. Because at that time they were 0-2. If they happen to win both of their matches today, then they would actually be going on. But obviously didn't happen. Excellent beat them and ultimately knocking them out of the bracket stage. So they're obviously coming off a high to an extent, and I'm sure they're going to use that going up against a very difficult Team USA, which is X Complexity to confirm outside of Mumien being replaced by Zai, and the old temp that is Tralfamador. So again, to clarify as far as who and what we're dealing with. But we are already underway, as I said, so let's look into it. Keeper of the Forest, Parasite, Deadwood Rally for the blind bands. Ophelia, Tempest, Lodestone, Pebbles, Pharaoh, and Wretched Hag as far as the locks are concerned. And here we go with Fade and Scout so far coming out here.
Yeah, Fade and Scout being taken out. Complexity lately, they've been playing a little bit of a different style in a lot of the games. They're going aggressive. We actually saw that they returned to a little bit of a safe lane carry strategy there in the previous game as well. B-Kid running a lot of the Fade, the Witch Slayer, heroes like that, picking up the Striders again and making it happen. It's a little bit of a revert to what they might have been using more at the start of Season 1 on tour. And, you know, part of that goes back into the fact that you can get the level one at aka 0 minute Wards of Revelation. Opens up a lot of different possibilities, and maybe they're just trying things out too, and using this basically as a way to have a, you know, it's like a scrim but even more competitive.
Yeah, it's in the tournament atmosphere definitely when it comes down to it. So you see some chat going on right there. It's safe to say that's not actually true, but
oh no, I mean they said who's purple, and 3 people responded Chew.
So it must be.
So
there's no
unless they would lie on the internet, I don't think people do that. They don't go on the internet and lie. That would be Chew on playing as Marcus Moy.
Of course, of course. Of course, the other quarterfinal matchup that's happening right now is Locomotives taking on TMSR, my former team that I just rage quit from. No, but they're playing in their own best of 3.
Awkward.
See who moves on. Yeah, right. That's why we're not casting them. Screw those guys. No. The winner of this match will play Lions. The winner of that match is going to be playing Internet Gangsters in the following round. So, again, you saw the brackets and everything on the in-between there to kind of recap as far as what we're dealing with. So, Sandwraith, Engineer, Magnus, the next couple of bands. Obviously, Sandwraith being banned. We've been seeing that a bit against Team USA here. Tralfamador's been known to play a pretty good Sandwraith at that. And just in general, the hero is making more and more of a comeback on the competitive scene. And very annoying to deal against, I think is a good way to put it, honestly. With that Mirage of his, he gets an early build with an Energizer, gets some early addition for his team in terms of assisting, and before you know it, he's taking over the game in the late game. So, Master of Arms is going to be the final band there. So here we come with the first pick now.
How often have we actually seen Magnus slip by lately? I feel he's seriously addressed in being banned almost every single game, which is funny because for a while he sort of fell into that Bubbles territory where he wasn't quite ban-worthy, and he'd be picked up actually be passed up sometimes too, and definitely just a huge surge in popularity again and being a lot more addressed. I remember I was casting some SEA games a bit ago with Beef. It was before DreamHack, I'd say, but they were actually blind banning Magnus in a lot of games, and that that was a little bit awkward at the time. But we've seen since then he has definitely increased.
Yeah. Pew's gonna think about this first pick quite a bit. It is gonna be Bubbles in the end. Speaking of Bubbles, again a very sound first pick option, of course. When it comes down to it, Warbeast has gone by, so interested to see if maybe Warbeast gets some attention here. When it comes down to it, as far as him being picked up.
Well, you saw them highlighting it over on the Legion side, too, and I'm sure they're aware of that.
Yeah.
Team USA is definitely considering that Warbeast pickup. Now, I'm not sure how much, I'm sure Zai can play the, I mean, he's an expert Wild Soul, so it doesn't, I'm sure I haven't really seen Zai play the Wardog too much, but, of course, Tralf also a big fan, and I'm sure they have ample amount of players that can do it effectively.
Now, the last time we did see Team USA, it was going to be a fun match. Obviously, that's where the VDT situation came
Yeah, I was really looking forward to that game,
apart,
too.
That was
the Blacksmith
Slither, Nighthound. I mean, it was a fun
That's true.
over there.
You always see him highlighting Nighthound. He finally got it.
So you definitely kind of wonder if they're going to maybe go with that mentality again, or if it's going to be more of the serious. Okay, they are going to go with Luna more Axis here, as far as their 2 pickups. So Moraxis also getting some more attention here. It seems like he's been passed up a lot lately as far as being a go-to hero.
Oh yeah,
Every now and then.
Moraxis definitely in the back seat as a pick priority. We do occasionally see him picked, and we actually do see him thrive sometimes too. And we saw him actually. Was it against Sandray? He lost that game, but it was in the game yesterday against Team USA.
Yeah.
Against Sandray. They actually it looked like it was initially working out very well for him and having a nice, strong defensive front line there against the Team USA lineup, but didn't play out in the end. They're picking it up here.
But more importantly, holy crap! What's going over here on Team Excellent?
It's you know what. Arachna Accursed, and let me tell you something. They're probably going to be running it in the mid lane.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't believe me if I said that right at the start, but I've seen them play these heroes before. I watched the scrim against SG where they picked it. I know they picked it earlier in the tournament as well, and they've been running that dual lane Arachna Accursed mid. It has a lot of power against other dual lanes in that setup. Excellent harass, being able to be applied by Arachna while having the protective shell of an Accursed. On top of that, just a strong presence. So
yeah.
It's an old school combo, man. It actually it is. It used to go back in back in the Dota days to the Abaddon plus Viper combination you used to see, and it's sort of an extension of that. But yeah, fantastic. Really interested to see how it's going to work out.
Interesting. And even that, the Plague Rider final pick over here from Team USA, another hero that's died out a bit on the competitive scene as far as his presence, and going to be picked up here though by Team USA. Not Bubbles, but Tempest was the first pick there. Out of that lock pull for Team X, and then a very quick response from BK with Ophelia and Luna. Wow, Ophelia Hag. I'm getting all mixed up now. Ophelia Hag, and then the final pick is Pebbles to come out here for Team Excellent. So finishes off pretty quick there, but no doubt that Arachna and especially Accursed is going to be the interesting stuff here. And so I assume it's a very support-heavy Accursed that's going to come out here for Team Excellent. And it's always a little bit of a downer to see that whenever you see a new hero being a pure support because, the build-up and everything. You probably aren't going to see a whole lot out of him with builds and items and skills and everything. But
the skills for sure. I mean, I would say when you don't have items, it's the skills that you really have to pay attention to because he's going to have to use the skills very well to compensate for that lack of farm. The timing of those shields and how they're going to actually interact with the carry is going to be exciting to see. Besides that, Bricky, I was taking a look, and, Plague Rider, now that there's 0-minute wards of Rev, you can actually place them in case they try to ward to protect the suicide. You can get rid of that and actually still gank him pretty easily, but are they actually going to even run him in the suicide is the real question, or will they actually wind up running Plague Rider in a different soul side, maybe tricking them into thinking he'll go suicide and then running more of an aggressive lane setup? Of course, they do have a Tempest on the other side, and if they ran something like that, a Luna Moraxis bottom, they would need that Ophelia support, and whether or not they can pull it off effectively, we'll have to see.
You see Plague Rider heading top initially, but again, with the pause here, it's really almost so much speculation we could do.
And Wretched Hag does have she does have a side lane build. Plague Rider also has a side lane build. So actually, we're probably going to see that, a Luna Moraxis in mid. Yeah.
We'll see once we come out of it, of course, as far as the pause is concerned. One to kick things off here, though. See Arachna right away. I was also going to say, interested to see how Accursed, if he's going to wait on the ability or not for the laning phase to maybe wait to get the shield, but he actually does get the shield right off the bat, and he's even already used it, so he's going to go the shield off the bat here as far as his skill build goes. Interested to, also on top of that to see how he does level things up here. If he starts to prioritize the cauterize after this, or if he goes with the fire shield. As far as maxing that out, I mean, you see the benefits of both. More can come out of the cauterize in terms of heal, but
when I play him actively, I actually, not necessarily in that supportive role, I usually prioritize the fire shield due to a couple reasons. A, when you cast a fire shield, as you level it up, the cooldown also goes down. It goes down from 18 to 9 seconds. Sure, it's great for that initial debuff, but more importantly, at 9 seconds you can cast it. The duration of it, I can't actually get the exact duration. I think it's
15 seconds.
Yeah, it is 15. So there's a window of time, that 6 seconds, where you can actually go in, and if they break it, you can get that double shield off, where you don't want to stack the shield, but as soon as it explodes, you reapply it, and you can give a hero essentially that, tons of extra absorption and AoE damage all around him, so up to 400.
Well, it looks like at level 2, it's obviously a 15-second cooldown, so you can pretty much upkeep it.
Well, yeah, with the timing, you have a 6-second window essentially. Inside the you can upkeep it. Yeah, you're right. Pretty much level 2 you can upkeep it, but at level 4 of it is when you can actually have that 6-second window where you're like, okay, I'm going to initiate now. They're going to blow it up, and then you're going to reapply the shield, and can do a lot of devastating AoE damage safely. with that capability.
Yeah, I definitely like seeing a Curse. I'm actually a fan to play him as well myself, so excited to see how xCet does here, playing the Cursed. As you mentioned, though, we're probably going to see that Arachna Cursed mid lane.
All right, let's get it on.
Team Excellent has been running that, and it actually it's just coming to me now. We did monitor a game yesterday, or I think it was actually on the first day when they were playing. I forget who the opponent was, but I do remember seeing Arachna Cursed actually in their lineup again.
They didn't actually win that game. I think that was against Lions.
No.
If I remember right, it was against
yeah,
Lions.
it might have been. Yeah,
it
actually probably was. But
I was talking to Pew, Breaky, and he did say he actually considers Lions to be really freaking strong, if not the best team right now too, and that he says that advantage of them staying together and
it's paying off. Yeah, no, I think that's definitely an argument that could be made at the very least when it comes to a discussion here of who is the best team right now in Heroes of New Earth. I don't think there's any clear victor by any means, especially with all the rosters that have been changing around and whatnot. So it's going to be a lot of fun, I'll say this much, as far as not only seeing who wins this whole tournament, of course, but then eventually getting into the HoN Tour event. Obviously, we got to start with the qualifiers first, but down the line, once we get that HoN Tour cycle number 1 for Season 2, that's going to be a lot of fun to see how things start shaping up and what happens. Because I still, even when that comes around, there's honestly, I feel there's going to be still a lot of unknowns at who is the team to beat and who is the top team. So we'll see when it comes to that. But this is definitely a glimpse into that future with this event here. That's what feeling is.
Yeah, I saw the item build on Rorschach initially, but maybe I'm not sure if they made the decision afterwards or not, or if he was okay with necessarily going that Guardian Ring anyway. But he is going for that mid lane, and you know, I like it because I was going to say they're putting that Arachna Curse up there to try to crush those dual lanes, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm not sure what Miraxis is going to do against. I actually like that they made this adaptation. If it was an adaptation in the first place, definitely a fine choice.
Yeah. So obviously in this case, Trial playing the Hag, don't expect to have the best of time, but at the very least, getting some levels is really what you're going to look for when it comes down to it. So Cursed is, you know, all he has is a health potion and tree eaters on him.
Right, and actually Wretched Hag, a mobile mid-hero like this, is quite effective against the lane combo they're trying to put out because of the fact that the support hero Cursed can't actually box the Arachna out of lane as effectively as a ranged hero might. So yeah, it's possible to get some momentum, but then Arachna, if she wants to box him out, we'll have to forsake a little bit of CS.
It looks like a Cursed is going to make an adjustment here, actually roam to the bottom lane.
Smart.
Seeing as some lanes are set up, yeah, there's really no reason for it to be there, so it is going to be a double melee lane, but in the end, it definitely makes sense.
That doesn't matter. He can start stacking and pulling. He can run at the plague, and it's fine. Ultimately, mid lane, I like the 1v1 Arachna versus Rorschach a lot better for the Arachna.
Yeah. Yeah, she is a very, very powerful solo hero. No doubt in that laning phase, especially with that web shot harassment ever since they added the dot damage to it, which was definitely a while ago, but
kind of funny, this is one of those rare cases where the lane partner leaving actually makes you stronger in the lane.
Of course, yeah, if you can benefit from the experience, especially. I mean, you see a Cursed right here, though, at the bottom line. This is how he's going to box out. He's running right up to you.
And well, compared to some range heroes, which, you know, might be more squishy, having to trade hits with the Plague Rider, this is actually pretty effective. And you're going to eat up some of Plague Rider's time to give Pebbles that free farm.
That is the goal in the end. Get who's playing the Pebbles? Marcus Moy, who they say is Chu, but I have a hard time believing. Playing the Pebbles. It is a hero that he would play. Things are coming together, man. I should probably stop that. Anyways, hoping that he can have a good time is obviously going to be the name of the game here for Team Excellent. Top lane, only lane we really haven't addressed too much yet. Bubbles going up against that Miraxis Aluna. And it seems like Peter Van Dam is prioritizing as expected, just boxing out Bubbles, giving B-Kid that absolute free farm here at the top lane, trying to get in that portal key eventually, as soon as possible, of course. So, and there's always the jungles to keep in mind. Tempest versus Ophelia in this case. Both definitely have strong jungling capabilities. So we'll see how it plays out between Pew and Riser.
You know, Miraxis not being picked up isn't even so much of a case of Miraxis not being a very powerful hero. It's more the case where I think compared to some of the other mid options, people are running the more aggressive, like ganker types, like Pebbles, etc.
Yeah.
It's a little bit harder to get a successful gank going, especially with their jungler. So as long as he gets his portal key steam boots, though, he's an absolutely phenomenal initiator. We've seen that time and time again, and can have an enormous impact on the game. So in a case like this, I do expect Miraxis to be able to thrive.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So Again, B-Kid playing the Miraxis, and we always like to talk about him as a player. He just always, at the very least, just does his job. It seems like when it comes down to getting the item in it eventually that he's looking for, whether it's that portal key or whatnot, and doing the job for the team. Middle lane, Wretched actually getting a lot of harassment right there. That's the matchup, though. Arachna able to do so with that whip shot.
Well, the other thing, too, about Arachna against Wretched Hag is you can't even table A, being a range hero, it's hard to get that HoN harass, but besides that, you got the hardened carapace to deal with it as well. And sometimes even things like the Bat Blast can be a little bit telegraphed, and you activate that hardened carapace, even with 1 point in it, greatly mitigating a lot of the damage. You get 8 magic armor with only 1 point break. You imagine if he has vestments on top of that. That's actually, so more of as a reactive play to the Wretched Hag as he's coming in, or if you outplay him with it, huge gains.
Yeah, and dispels the debuff, so as you're saying with the HoN, it's just like, oh, I'll take that right off.
Of course, if you use it to prevent the burst damage, you're not going to be able to dispel the HoN, but I mean, either way, you have a way to use it.
You see at the top tower, a lot of pressure coming in. Miraxis, Ophelia, and Aluna. Bubbles was roaming around a little bit right there to the middle lane, actually, but obviously they're going to keep him boxed out. Bassett's going to count. Actually, Quake's going to come out. He already sheltered for the harassment. That probably was a big mistake. And sure enough, it is. B-Kid gets credit for the Bloodlust kill. And this is absolutely going to be a tower kill on top of that. So yeah, Bassett's getting very risky there, and B-Kid capitalized.
Hell, of course he's going to get his upgraded boots, Breaky, but now it's like 5 minutes with the tower kill, and he's almost got his technically almost has his portal key if he wanted it. Well,
oh no!
Oh my God! It's okay.
Wow. If Miraxis actually Quake stunned right there, that seems like that could have actually.
Was there a small window?
It seemed like it looked like there was actually. So
gamble with it.
Chose not to. That could have been ugly, extra ugly for Bassett.
So they're trying to return the favor here and apply pressure to that mid lane. Tempest coming on in. It'll be difficult for the Wretched Hag to actually get close enough to actually sort of scream the wave.
Let's see if she
Arachna. It's going to stick with the creeps especially.
Yeah.
Try to protect it. I want to see Arachna move up to protect the seat. That's fine. I wanted to see Arachna move up to sort of protect the creeps so that, yeah, you could apply the Spider Sting if they actually move too far.
Yeah, the other thing to note with that, too, the precision buff working for those minions from Tempest. So, a good reason why he synergizes extra well with Arachna even for pushing those towers, where if you had an Ophelia, say, the minions most of the time being melee obviously wouldn't really benefit from that, so good addition there. Well, Miraxis going in once again. He does have a Matrix. Bubbles is on cooldown with the Shell Strip. That's why he's diving so much. Matrix will it be enough? No, he's not going to use it. Actually, a lot of ports coming in. Can they get the counter kill? Arachna, the Spider Sting. She can't get it ranged, though.
Oh,
the hero block! Beautiful blocking.
Oh!
Not enough time. And Miraxis, I believe he's going to get away. Arachna really wants to chase, but...
Can you imagine that play if Bassus did a max range cell serve and got the effective hero block off on him?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Very close. Yeah, he chose not to explode the Matrix. He figured it just wasn't going to be enough damage. And instead decided to turn around. So that's big, though, for Team USA because, you look at what happened there. A lot of resources, both Tempest and Arachna, porting to that top lane, going up there to try to save and get a counter kill. And they didn't even get anything out of it in the end. So a lot of time used. Still a good play by B-Kid, even though he didn't end up with a kill in the end. As a result of what just happened there. Pebbles, in the meantime, at the bottom lane. He's continuing to do his best. It's honestly, not taking off by any means, but he's had 300 gold per minute. Definitely very respectable. Obviously, the Plague Rider, 19 and 12 himself. He's been managing a very good time. Aluna running into a Cursed off to the side here. Xuti might need to be careful with that Fire Shield, though I think it's going to be fine. It's going to explode. Actually, the Plague is going to be used, and it will be enough for the kill. Great doing the math by Zai right there. Man, that was a very ballsy decision to use a big cooldown like that, thinking that he would get the kill. And he did the math. He knew.
Did. Sometimes he's got to take those risks, too, and I'm sure he felt pretty confident going into it, and obviously playing out for him. That's what makes Zai a great player, though. Any great player, really. It's your ability to critically analyze situations and walk that fine line, because a lot of times a big play and a failure, it's only a matter of 50 health or something that winds up deciding it. The best you can gauge those moments, especially when you're applying aggression.
From what I can tell, I got to think that just killed him. It was very little overkill at that. He had still a decent chunk of life left, so that was very, very close. But it got the kills what matters. So, yeah, well played by Zai right there. And Cursa is going to come back up and continue roaming back. But that's even better. I mean, the fact that Plague Gutters not only gets that kill, but he's had some decent creep farm. He's level 6, of course. He's actually done a fantastic job here at this bottom lane in that suicide role. And, you know, he's definitely showing once again that why he's such a strong suicide hero in general. At least Zai is here. But here comes a put. The replicates are out from Tempest. You see a Luna, though. The Contagion Nuke going to be used, trying to slow it down as much as they can. But here comes the next creep wave. This is going to be a full force push. The chuck in from Pebbles with their bubbles in the background, actually catching a Luna off guard. The shell surf misses, though. He misses the shell surf. That could be the big difference maker. Bad Bus coming up from Wretched Hag. They're looking to do a turn count of Pebbles at the very least. Maybe Bubbles at this point. Soda Stream going to be used. It's pretty chaotic right here. Tem is barely alive. He is going to fall in the end. They do get the counter kill on Luna, but now a Curse is still chasing. He doesn't have an ultimate. He's going to cauterize for a deny. It's not going to happen, though. And that just got ugly for Team Excellent there.
Yeah, it got ugly really quick. I mean, yeah, I think even if he hit the shell surf, the situation was still going to look bad in the end. They may have killed the Luna slightly quicker, but, well, at least Pebbles and Arachna lived. That's the important part. They are going to be relying on those heroes as this game moves forward here. 9-minute mark, 1,800 gold, 600 experience. Sure, they have a lead, but it's nothing that they can't recover from. Energizer picked up by Arachna. Going to be looking for his upgraded boots. Pebbles still a while off of his portal key. Try and take a look here. Yeah, see, the thing is, you're literally, you know what? You know, they're doing well, and of course,
Yeah, she's going to be bursting down right here. Great initiation with the skeleton kick right there to take out Arachna.
And kind of shadows over by the point I was going to make is, you know, Beakit getting pretty close to that portal key, but the Arachna still doing all right. Not the worst in the world, and you know, when you look at the Hellborn team, sure, it's powerful and sure they have the lead, but they're really going to be relying on this Wretched Hag for a lot of their damage output as time goes on, and 200 GP on Wretched Hag, not going to be the most devastating force in the world unless she's able to pick it up.
Yeah. You see Bubbles is being chased. The Kelfield stun on the Wretched Hag. I don't think it would matter. Oh, wow. That could have been.
Nice attack.
Actually, the stun might have been the biggest difference there because of the placement. If he actually got another 2 extra auto attacks off, that should have been a kill. So good job by Bassins there to make the escape. But yeah, Arachna, I mean, even before that death, she was only farming about 250 gold per minute, so it wasn't really taking off by any means. And now with that death, obviously slowing her down a lot. So Team Excellent quickly losing ground here as far as this game is concerned, what you're just talking about. And they need to somehow try to find an opening and slow things down and buy that better time for both Pebbles and Arachna to have that big impact in this game that they need here. Or else it's just going to get crazy out of hand. Moraxis, I got to figure he's close. Yeah, well, he has enough more kills for the portal key. Actually, I'm surprised he hasn't bought it yet. He's sitting in the well. He's going to buy the homecoming, or get the homecoming. So first, he's going to port probably. Okay, there you go. There's the purchase of the portal key. And he now has that. He hasn't shown it yet, of course. So we'll see if he can maybe get a chance here to actually use it with the gank. He ports in the middle lane. Going to maybe get a Luna to bait something out. Ideally on this Arachna. See after the side, Ophelia's over here, but there's a ward of sight spotting them. So that's going to give Arachna some good information. But here we go. Are they going to maybe go for a jump? Moraxis in the background. Are they going to dive? It looks like they watch it. There's their dive right there. Curse is nearby. The shield comes out. The Cauterize is going to be used as well. It will help save Arachna for now. He's going to get away. And now Moraxis is going to be turned on. The Matrix is still up. But here comes Bubbles. Kelfoot is up. Will he be able to get off? The Spider Sting is out on the Moraxis. And Moraxis, oh, the Ophelio. He's still freaking alive. The tankiness of Moraxis is more than enough. He will finally die. But damn, do they have to use everything. Plague Runner coming in. Can't get the carrier off. And actually, the Legion team so far good. The tower, though, it is dropping. Will it be denied? No, it will not. It will be cut. Actually, big burst on the Bubbles right there. Great
tried to get the deny, but wasn't worth it. In the end, now they're chasing out Pebbles. Not going to be able to actually catch him, though.
Oh, Tempest.
Oh, my God!
What another one up here. He ends up getting 4, but it's not going to matter.
Serious?
A big attempt right there, but the team support just not there.
Whoa, yeah, I mean, he had an Arachna with 100 health. He had a Pebbles with literally 0 mana. Bubbles that was dead and a Curse with nothing, so that was a huge elemental void coming off for Pew. We saw it in the previous series as well, but I don't think he was aware of how low his team was. There might not have been the communication going on, and in the heat of the moment, you know, you're in battle, you're not able to always get all of the details, and in the end, landed the elemental void beautifully, not to any success.
Unfortunate right there, so that was a great attempt at the end, but obviously not to be. And And I continue looking over here at the Hellborn side and seeing just bigger and better items being picked up. The Astrolabe Ring of Sorcery already on Ophelia. You have an Energizer just picked up by Zai, playing the Plague Rider. He already has a Gravelock and Steam Boots on top of that. So the items are definitely coming together, and very team support items too. This is a team that's very scary going into that big game stage. And you see right here, Pebbles is also going to be jumped once again, and down goes Pebbles. This tower is going to be aggressively pushed in. It's the windows closing very fast here for Team Excellent. We're only 13.5 minutes in, Emperor. That's just pretty crazy. Top lane, Trough will be picked off, actually.
Yeah, I thought I saw a glimpse of hope there when they did that beautiful bait in the mid lane. They had the Arachna sitting out behind the tower. They jumped on him. You had the Curse Dispel, and then you had the Hardened Carapace as well. The double dispels on all the onslaught of attacks. And then, you know, they actually made him overextend. They got the kill of Meraxis, and then Bassett's got picked off trying to deny the tower. They chased him afterwards. The Elemental Void's now down. They got the pick off on him.
Yeah.
And now the gold gap is just growing and growing and growing.
You get the middle tower kill as well as the Wretched Echo. Tempest, he turns around trying to stun it, looks like, against the Accursed Shield. But in the background, Arachna is going to be jumped by Meraxis. You won't be able to kite away, at least initially. Going to use that Hardened Carapace to help. We do have Bubbles coming in with the Saga of the Sea. He runs right into them. He's going to shell himself away, though. There's not much more he could have done right there. Arachna does fall. And that's going to be the end of that. 5 Pebbles nearby, but again, absolutely no portal key just yet. He is going to combo Meraxis, though. Big kick got aggressive there.
Are you kidding me? And actually, that worked out in favor of Team Excellent, man. That's close that gap. You know what? Pebbles needs those kills, too. Getting close to his portal key. We went back to the fact that, sure, they're doing great here. The Ophelia's farm, everyone's doing great, but in the end, Wretched Hag is going to have to, you know, sort of carve their path in the late game. And right now, although not having the best farm, keeping on pace with the Arachna, and that's the important part.
Yeah, that's definitely what matters here for Team USA. Ophelia, the Plated Greaves finish now. Her items definitely coming together nicely. Sacrificial Stone finished on side, so he's also bulking up. Again, the team items as a whole are just looking very, very good here. Wretched Hag, actually. Trough trying to maybe get an opportunity here, but without support. He does have a red power throw if they can maybe line it up, but without a stun, it's very difficult. I don't think they're going to really go for anything here. He's just more so sitting by to maybe just leech up experience, if anything, but actually he needs to be careful himself. He's kind of just sitting here. They're collapsing on him. Curse running nearby. It's like Hag just finding enough of a hole, though, to be safe for now.
Cursed. Swat up by Meraxis, but he doesn't have his ultimate up, but how long will he be able to survive? His team is nearby, so it's going to be enough to help him survive. They didn't invest anything major like ultimates. They were aware that they probably would be able to get that pick off, and just applying a little bit of hurt and making him use it. And Curse agrees. He is maxing out that fire shield first. I think you remember when, I don't know, well, might be a fight coming up, but when Beatas used to play back in the day a lot, he was known for his support Curse, and he liked to prefer the cauterized round. It's definitely up for debate, for sure. Just
yeah, I personally like the cauterize, but yeah, I mean, I can see either way. Like you said, it's definitely just more of a comfort factor. Just playing the hero on the end, I think is a true way you need to go, absolutely, to be the best. So Kongor is being done here by Team USA, but Team Excellent is very aware. Tempest going over, leading the way. Arachna and pretty much everyone else is here. Bubbles making his way over. I don't think this is going to be a completed Kongor kill, at least with some resistance here. And actually, there's that jump right there on a Plague Rider. Can he get the Plague off? He does have a lot of time right here in the background. Bubbles being picked off. Plague is still not used. It's he doesn't get it off that whole time. Tempest ultimate locking them down. It will be canceled, though. Flame consumption onto a Curse, trying to help keep himself alive. But so far, it is a 1-for-1 exchange. Says, get back in there onto Aluna. Aluna will fall. But now here's a chase back on Arachna and Pebbles. Pebbles specifically. There's a stomp on Arachna. She's going to be completely collapsed on. Heals coming out from a Curse, but not nearly enough to keep her alive. So in the background, actually, Bubbles going back in. He's going to have to shell surf away right here. Uh-oh.
Oh, excellent placement, though, by that shell surf. Looks like he might actually escape from it. Pebbles going back in.
Yeah, going back in, trying to buy some time, and actually this could work in the end. Ophelia's going to be picked off, it looks like. So beautiful play by Bassett right there, buying time, if anything. Oh, look at Meraxis, so he jumps back in on Bassett, gets the kill right there. And he's definitely happy with that, I'm sure. And now here's more of a chase. Meraxis, the Glacial Blast going to be used. Wretched Hag, here comes Plague Rider back, and he has the Plague, remember. Oh, this could be big. There's the Plague, actually bouncing back and forth. It's going to be absolutely huge. Down goes the Curse. Down goes Tempest, and the fight will finally end like that. And now they're going to go back for Conquer. It was looking great for xCet there at the end.
It was, and they kept going too far. I mean, Mirax's great play there too. Portal King back and tricking Bastards, getting that pick off and then baiting them out to his team. Plaguerider managing to pick him off beforehand. Now it's going to be a free Conquer attempt. Tempest, not only did he die, he bought back, and initially the buyback was huge. I mean, it was creating a lot of momentum for their team. With him dropped, though, it'll be a long time before he's able to pick up any relevant items.
Yeah. Big right there coming out for the Team USA right there. Sorry, keyboard was getting a little bit of issues there, but it seems to be good now. But yeah, that was it. I mean, the Plague not going off, we thought that was a disaster, but in the end,
it kind of worked out in their favor because it extended the fight long enough and ultimately resulted in a Conquer kill. Funny how life works sometimes.
Yeah, right. 15-8 hero kills. We're now coming up to the 19-minute mark, so a very aggressive game we have here.
Did you realize how much time that was after Zai died, too? I mean, he died at the full duration of his death. Not even having... Oh, he did have a sack zone, so probably... I'm not sure if it had a charge, but my guess is it did.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a reduced timer, but then he had to get back to the fight, pour it in, walk all the way over there, and then had to use ultimate. So that was one hell of an encounter.
Oh, yeah. That fight was going on a while for sure. I mean, there's definitely a reset point in there, and then went back into it. So, and actually, I believe we do have that fight. We want to look back at it.
2 minutes to watch it.
Well, yeah, let's just watch it in the next 2 minutes. Let's watch at the very end where Zai comes in and obviously completely sets it, turns it around. So when Zai initially dies, you know, we had that part. There's a glowstone purchased by Zai, by the way, so even a staff of the master possibly. But yeah, let's pull it up right here. So actually, hold that thought for a second. We do have a bottom lane back to live action real quickly. Bubble's going to be jumped right here. Gelfield coming out. The chase is on. Bubble's getting at the TP away. Oh my god, I think he is. Bassett's again going to make an escape. That was a big escape by him right there. Able to do it. Middle lane Hag's going to blink away, so not the best of timing right there. K-Man loves me right now. Alright, I think we got a window now. Okay.
Alright, let's take a look.
There we go. Back to that. So this is when they're trying to run away. Yeah, so there's Beaky goes back in, kills Bassett, and then it's like, okay, well now I need to get away though. If anything,
even Chuck Vortep is to get closer and look. That's the timing of the Plague Rider. Here to ruin the day. Oh, what a disaster. And even Luna had a chance to come back in and rotate.
Yeah. The big ultimate there from Zai. Definitely worked out for them in the end. Is obviously the big conquer after that. So. Wretched with the token of life. A portion of the bottom lane. It's only one port. It's going to be canceled, actually. I was going to say, that would have been very dangerous, whoever that was. Just trying to intimidate them, if anything. But obviously it doesn't work. Team USA calls the bluff. And it pays off in their favor. So, secondary tower going down. Uh-oh, Tempest in some trouble right here. He does have an Elemental Void, actually. Will he use it, though, is the question. Will he need to use it? No, he will not. Wretched Hag going to fall back before much else will happen. That will be the end of that, so back to the grinding stage we go. Arachna just trying to buy more time to pick up her farm. The Nullfire Blade, it looks like, is in the works here. How about that?
For who?
Arachna, actually.
Are you instead the Firebrand, or?
That's what it looks like. Or, wow, yeah, no, you're right. What am I saying? Yeah. For some reason. Yeah, it's going to be a Firebrand. I saw the quick
Nullfire works on Arachna, but it...
I thought for some reason that was also a quick play. I don't know.
The second the
duck boots,
the fleet feet.
Or,
I guess
yeah,
it
those
is.
aren't duck boots; those are fleet
feet. What a weird name.
Yeah,
I know.
Anyway.
I think he'll be going for the Firebrand. But I've seen Arachnas with Nullfire, especially in games where they do have to have something they need to purge off.
Yeah.
I was thinking that would be a little bit awkward for this game. It's like,
why? Nope. Yeah, he was not going for that. That was definitely just a miscall. So. Purge off more Exisol, yeah. That would be nice. Bubbles does have his portal key. In fact, going back to base right there, and sure enough, purchases it. So good for him. Speaking of that, Pew playing the Tempest. It looks like his portal key is also going to be coming up here. And there's the Firebrand to make sure that I was absolutely wrong.
That portal key is pretty much the last window of opportunity I think they have to climb back into this game, making a big play shortly after picking it up. Afterwards, they're just having way too much momentum right now, collapsing in and taking all the farm they can.
Oh, yeah. Top tower push. They've still a middle outer tower up. but uncontested here.
Well, they have an ability to pick up a lot of support items. Look at how tanky this Plague Rider is, building up for that Staff of the Master. And he has the Energizer, of course, the Sackstone build-up. Now with those initial tank items, it's 1,700 health when he's on Strength Steam Boots. Investments, but still.
It's pretty ridiculous, yeah. And with the Staff of the Master, too, that increases the damage of the Plague Carrier. Yeah, so I thought it might have reduced some cooldown, too, but nope. Well, wow. It's a 60-second cooldown at level 3. That's crazy how just low it goes to level 3. 145, 115, 60. It just cuts off crazy there. Yeah, so that Plague Goo is going to be that much more powerful even. Coming out from Plague Rider. They're going to go for the last outer tower here. You see Team Excellent in the meantime. Port coming in. This is going to be a big fight. They know it. Will they defend at the tower's a question. Let's drop in. I mean, seems like at this point maybe just go for your base defense here. Anything, and I think that's what they're ultimately going to be doing here. Yeah, Bubbles goes in, attempts to deny it, but not able to get the auto attack off. And at 24 minutes in, Team USA has already taken out every single tower here on the side of Excellent. Just keeping that momentum up. Yeah, you're right with the support items going elsewhere. I mean, how bulky Plague Rider is, but you look at Ophelia, the Gnome's Wisdom now for Riser. He's continued to be the best farmer, and there's a barrier idol. He's just like, I want one of these too. Right-clicks it. That must be a nice life as a support. Unlike my life as a support.
It's a little bit of a different game, yeah.
Bitter.
Yeah.
That's why I rage quit. So yeah, he's going to have a barrier idol on the way here.
Okay, level 2. 460. I think the damage, how much damage is that per bounce, by the way, with the Staff of the Master? Isn't that... It's over 500. I think it's 550 it goes to.
I assume with the Staff of the Master, yeah, it increases definitely over 500. It's 460 at level 3, so I don't know the exact numbers. Once he gets it, I believe it does change to the actual damage output, so we'll see once he gets it. It's a lot of damage, though, and it bounces, what, 7 times? Yeah. I mean, you're looking at 3,500 plus damage, really. Magic damage bouncing around between the teammates. That is an absurd ultimate.
Right now, Plague Rider hiding in the woods. They don't seem like they have the scout yet. Setting up, trying to make something happen. There's the port.
TP coming in. Pebble's going to be chased down. Nice stalagmite stun right there, but here comes Miraxis. Oh, the big damage on the man from P though from behind. Miraxis and Plague Rider locked down. Can he get the Plague Goo off? No, the Saga to see the Chuck. He's going to fall. Matrox going to be used by Miraxis right here. He doesn't have a buyback. Bat Blast. Retronac trying to line up a Bat Blast, but he's not going to use it in the end. Meanwhile, down here, Ophelia runs into a Cursed, actually, and cuts him off. So in the end, it is a 1-for-1 exchange right there. On top of the tower kill, but excellent. Winning that fight at least. She's getting something big out of it.
A little bit of a loss, but with the tower push, and it wasn't denied, right? They did get it.
No, they actually got it.
They did get the tower. And
yeah.
Of course, the Plague Rider dropping.
So good for them right there. Ophelia doesn't have the barrier item just yet, I believe, actually. I saw him purchase the pattern. Okay, it actually is on there, so there you go. There's the last trinket of restoration. And now he will have that for the next fight. So, buying more time here for Team Excellent. That's what they absolutely need here. They're just trying to buy much more time for this Arachna to, again, get to a scary, scary point as far as her farm is concerned. Pebbles in the meantime at the bottom lane. He's working towards his shrunken head and actually very close to it. Portal key, 2,600 gold saved up with the Mighty Blade, so you do the math, he's a couple of creep kills away even from picking that up here. In fact, he just purchases the Warhammer already. Get that out of the way.
Yeah, good thing about Arachna versus a hero like Plague Rider 2 is you can definitely see that ultimate coming out, so as 100 carapace is leveled up, you can pretty much totally negate the damage from the ultimate thanks to max out hardened carapace. Unless he's stunned and completely locked down as it's bouncing around, it's very, very easy to react to.
There's the Shrunken. Speaking of that, on Pebbles, Tablet of Command purchased by Miraxis. I saw that he had 3,500 gold saved up, so I was curious what he's going to be going for. Well, there's an answer. Tablet of Command going for him.
I wonder if right now, if the Hellborn team realizes how much of a gold edge they have. Because in terms of experience, if they're just looking at the scoreboard, they'd be like, well, actually this game is still pretty neck and neck. I wonder if they realize just how wealthy they are.
Well, it seems like, I mean, they've been pushing. They got all 6 towers. at about 24 minutes in, I believe. So, I mean, it seems like that they've been realizing from that perspective, but Wretched Hag, obviously, no more Token of Life, and maybe going to wait for the next Conqueror with that said.
She went for the, and also just to counter that Arachna.
Yeah.
And just like, screw this. A lot of people might be like, Arachna, it's Wretched Hag. Wretched Hag can just blink away from the spider. No, it stays on you. It makes actually Wretched Hag very difficult to actually get in the fight.
Yeah.
You sort of want to get in, blink in to land that excellent Bat Blast and, you know, Stoner Scream combination. When you have that spider on you, it makes it very difficult to actually get in without committing complete suicide. And a lot of players actually say it's the other way around, where Arachna is actually the one that's very efficient at dealing with the Wretched Hag in fights.
Yeah. So they're going to go for that next Conqueror attempt now. There's the Staff of the Master, by the way. Okay, it goes up to 550 at level 3. It's 460 right now, level 2, so.
It
It's with the 550.
actually doesn't get the increased cast range. I thought.
Oh. Nope. Cast range. Anyways, Conqueror is going to be dropping here. Meanwhile, at the top lane, though, Wretched Hag was farming the top lane. He's going to blink away at the last second. The Spider Sting, it is not up on him anymore. Or was there ever one? Oh, he was slowed. Oh, he actually didn't use the Spider, but the Null Stone. Okay. Pebbles wasn't able to deactivate there. So it actually paid off dividends right there. Tempest was like, what's going on over here? Oops. That didn't work too well.
Found him.
Yeah, found them, guys. We're at Conqueror. So, Token of Life now on Hag. Yep, on the Wretched Hag as she actually comes in and able to pick that up. That would have been a big kill on a Hag if they're able to get her, but again, the Null Stone definitely coming into play there already. Does Arachna have the Geometer's Bane? She just bought something.
I think she's maybe just been the Blessed Orb. I'm not sure if she actually got the finished recipe there.
Yeah. Did she buy the orb?
Buy the orb, so not even have that. Oh, there's the power kill, though. Still a little bit off, though. Tell she wants it before the fight. Trying to farm up as much as she can. One more creep kill.
Now, Tempest still dead. Now he does have his ultimate still, so this is the time right here. They got a Geometer's Bane. This is it. If they do not get a good fight right here, it's going to be difficult for them.
And even so, trying to initiate anybody, they're naturally going to be clumping up that boosted Plague Rider ultimate, the healing coming out from Ophelia.
Look at this. He's setting in the illusion. He's like, come on, fight me. Last time I checked, Arachna's not going to go melee. I'm real, I swear. There's that jump right there. Ophelia's going to be jumped. The Golden Pebbles comes out. Ophelia's healing touch. Not going to be able to be used. Oh, at the last second, it gets it off. Actually stays alive. More access in the background, locking down Tempest ultimate. It is going to go off. The play is going to be pushed, though. The Plague Courier also is on top of that. And there's the Plague bouncing around. The Legion team falling apart. Arachna in the background. Going to activate the Hardened Carapace. Just running away. Bubbles gets supported up. There's a Spider Sting on a Plague Rider, actually. But at what cost right here? Arachna is going to be jumped by Meraxis. He is dropping quickly. Now, they're going to couple kills, actually. That was pretty big right there. Despite Arachna falling with no buyback, Hag though comes back up. And yeah, they're going to complete the job, it looks like. So honestly, a pretty good back and forth, but...
You want to know what actually screwed them?
What's that?
Arachna, I forget what it was, accidentally retargeted onto a creep or a side or newt or something like that in the middle of the fight when Ophelia just needed one hit to die.
Yeah.
That damage would have made the difference between Ophelia's getting that Ophelia's touch off or not, which might have meant that as the fight progressed, Arachna would have had slightly more life if the Meraxis jumped there, if they hadn't been able to survive that combo, which would have had just everything. So it was kind of a snowball effect, one after the other there, unfortunately, and it was close. But yeah, I think if we were to go back and look at that fight eventually, we would see that. I want to double check for myself, but I'm pretty sure it was Arachna or maybe the Illusions that were a little bit mistargeted for a tiny portion there.
Well, if we got the chance here, let's actually take a look at that real quickly.
All
okay,
right,
so
yeah. Okay, watch the Ophelia, watch the Arachna Illusion. It might be the Illusion that's attacking something else. Arachna's hitting it.
No, she stutters.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, there's two. She stuttered once, but then there's also the Illusion that was attacking something else.
Yeah.
A couple times as well.
She stops. Yeah, she turns around before.
Let me see it. Let me see it again.
It's right here, pretty much. She actually turns around and then she goes attacks a creep instead of Ophelia. It would have been very close to that, right? Because Ophelia touch came out right in that fraction. So.
And what if the Illusion was on the Ophelia the entire? It was close. I don't want to entirely piss her, but maybe that could have had an impact on how the fight played out. Either way, they did have to go through a token. Melee racks are dropped in the end, though, unfortunately. So.
They're going to try to get it cursed right here. You see Wretched Hag scouting it out with the Invis. Going to find Arachna as well, but...
Right when you split, too, it can be difficult, because you do have to exactly everything. I don't actually... It's not something that's very easy. It was just more if they had to optimize the fight. How could they have done it in the end? they were fighting against a token and a team that was significantly more wealthy.
Yeah, he also saw Tempest go in there with an ultimate attempt, but he got both tableted and the plague was used on him. Obviously, with no shrunken head, ain't gonna happen. Even with a shrunken head, the plague is still stopping that. So, oh, Ophelia might be in some trouble. This time, can Riser actually survive this one? He is tanky, man. He's got some cooldowns. He's gonna use the barrier idol. The Ophelia's touch, not gonna use the sit. He microwave with him and try to stay alive. There's the Ophelia's touch. Is he actually gonna live? Riser making some big plays. There's a bad blast. Is actually going to miss right there. Pebble sidestepping just in time. Going to activate the Shrunken Head, and he's going to go for the TP. I believe he should be fine. Yes, he will. But holy crap, they're actually making bubbles now. He did not TP in the process. Song of the Sea is going to be used. His shell shifts away. He has a TP. He's choosing not to use it, though. There's our portal key, and now here's the homecoming stone. Wow. Riser, man, showing off. How tanky he is. Apparently.
Invincible.
Facets
Not only incredibly tanky himself between the plate and the bulwark, the barrier, the astrolabe. Just those minions too, man. Laying out the stuns, providing that cover even while he was getting crushed upon. So.
Wow. That was big. So, again, a case of Team USA continuing to be in the lead, but it's not as staggering. They're not pulling away, and Team Excellent just barely hanging on by a thread. Obviously, the melee racks going down in the middle lane, also adding to that. The barely hanging on, but
yeah, I'm not expecting a Grimoire and Rich Hag. Of course, it is possible and still a great item on her, but given the Nullstone first, probably more straight into disable item. Otherwise, sometimes you see that and also Trunket and then a disable item, so like a sheep stick or Hellflower. But Hellflower obviously has a different pace now that the damage amplification was removed, so don't be surprised if you see something with the sheep stick.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the sheep stick. Trelfa's
a big supporter
fan of it, and yeah, it just seems like this case. I think you're right. You know, with the Grimoire, he's already got the Nullstone for the farming capability earlier on, flash farming. Probably going to be more the sheep stick. So he has 5,000 gold saved up. We're going to find out here shortly. He's most likely just going to right-click it. We'll see that one. Trelfa does decide to go with Ophelia. You mentioned the Soul's Bulwark on top of everything else, helping to give him some tanky. So he's working towards a demonic breastplate now. There's the Grimoire. Okay. Let's go with the Grimoire in the end. There's more damage output.
It's a very, very, very powerful item. Merchant Hag is all of her damages pretty much spell-based. On top of that, the right clicks.
I got to see last game playing my Glacier support. We saw that Bat Blast at the end there by Flensmeister with the Grimoire.
Well, yeah, the
lot of
damage was pretty much locked down every single time. It's just, given the fact that Arachna has been reactive, I would have been expecting maybe more of that disable item, just get rid of her right away. But you know what? Going for a disable item, the major problem with that, and look at that, just straight up flattens the Luna.
He tried to destroy the Bound, he drops it, but all of a sudden he just got completely collapsed on by the team.
No.
That's hilarious.
Part of the thing is, and part of the reasoning why he might go for something like Grimoire is, looking at a curse, it's not like, oh, you have a risk of, I'm going to sheep someone, and then they're instantly dispelled with the shield. Of course, you have other ways to go about it. You can sheep the accursed while the team's going on the Arachna, and there's other ways to approach it, but maybe considering it's a safer route as well.
That's true, actually. That is a good point. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a big part of the thought process with the curse having that fire shield so inexpensive to cast.
Take another look at it.
Take care of it. A lot of items just picked up there. Sheep Stick, speaking of that, it is actually picked up on Bubbles now. So Bubbles has his Sheep Stick. Barrier Idol picked up by Tempest, so he chooses not to go the Shrunken Head route. Again, they still have multiple ways to stop even with the Shrunken Head, so I wonder if Pew's just figuring that it's just not worth going the Shrunken Head route, rather go other utility here. You definitely make a valid argument for. With that said, Arachna has a Mighty Blade, so I assume she's going to be making her own Shrunken Head. And then, of course, you got Pebbles. He has that Soul's Bulwark. And another 1,300 gold saved up, so Ophelia is going to try to maybe find somebody. He's already showing that he's a boss. He's not worried about dying. 28.8 armor with that Plague Rider armor on her as well. Ridiculous damage reduction. Who said Ophelia's not a tank? Kind of isn't, but items help. Items do help with that. So Hack, though, obviously a big benefit of the Grimoire, too, is that flash farming, as we were back to. So this is going to mean as great as Tempest, or not Tempest, but Traub's farm already is. It should get even better now. He's sitting at just around the 400.
Insurance, so you look at the later the game goes on, you do have that incredible hard carry presence in Arachna. And we've seen Tempest, it goes unchecked in the late game. Of course, they have a Plague Rider, but All Solution's always locking him down in that ultimate in the first place. And then they have this, but yeah, it's the Plague Rider, and then there's the Skeleton Kings. It's going to be a battle, even if he gets a Shrunken Head. So Might even see him do something like even a Resto Stone without a Shrunken in a game like this, where but they have so many things. They have tablets, they have stuns, but where he just goes for the ultimate and then hopes to survive as they interrupt the first one, then looks for a moment in the mid-fight where he attempts to get this huge ultimate off and sets the pacing. Might actually be better than going that Shrunken Head right now.
There's a double damage rune bottled up here by Wretched Hag. See if she can make use of that make some kills, or just may just simply farm with it. Token of Life is not up anymore. That's actually, yeah, so the Conqueror attempt could be coming up here in the near future. That's right. Used it pushing into the base earlier. Top lane, uh-oh. Arachna. Oh no. Arachna does have a Geometer's Bane. It's going to be tough though. There's a split up already. Baplos going to be canceled. Couldn't find the direction. Can they lock him down? Yes, they can. The Minotaur's coming in there. Brodex 5 level will fall. He does have buyback, but a huge pick off for Team USA. He was risky, man, pushing up that far by himself.
Yeah, and the thing is, if he has to use his buyback now in an attempt to defend the base or whatever they try to make happen, he's going to be pretty much cutting off his late game advancement at this point. That's the thing you actually want to see happen, so I'm going to try to wait that out. They have creep control either on the Legion side, so he'd be buying back for nothing right now. It's going to let the time tick. Keep in mind, Conqueror is available.
Yep, just got up.
I'd like to see them go pressure it. Perfect timing for the Hellborn team.
Going to force an Arachna buyback here, if anything, or just get a free Conqueror kill. Basically,
a free Conqueror kill is also going to be a free game. They need to do something about it, but is Arachna really going to buy back just so they can back off of Conqueror at that point? It's a lose-lose situation. Still, I feel like he should. I mean, no, he shouldn't, because they're just going to back off and they're just going to waste time.
Yeah,
so really, they're just forced to fight against the token at this point. And we saw they were able to put up a decent fight. They actually put up a great fight, actually, arguably winning that encounter. They did lose the racks in the end, though, but with that token, probably the last little bit of insurance they'll need on the Hellborn team.
Demonic Breastplate finished on Ophelia.
408. It's not often you see an Ophelia out farming a Tempest. This is one of those games.
I mean, yeah, that Rise is just doing work here this game. And he has 34.8 armor with some buffs, but without the Plague Rider armor. So you put the Plague Rider armor on top of that. I mean, this guy's just going to take.
He's actually the top farmer of the game,
He's been the top farmer of the game this whole time. Elder Parasite purchased by Wretched Hag.
He's in.
That.
He's in for the raw damage with the Grimoire.
Yeah, guess
as
so.
the token for insurance. It's going to be fun to see.
Arachna does have the Shrunken. He's porting back right here, so.
Is he sticking with it? He is.
Yeah, it's on the way. Yeah, the Elder Parasite's coming.
Well, it's a very effective damage item. I don't think you can argue that. Of course, probably feels confident with the token. But you have a little bit of fun while he's at it. For something cheap, though, can definitely do the trick. I actually expected to see the item a little bit more as sort of like a really cheap damage item going into big fights in the later game where people don't have Shrunken yet, but they know they need to win that fight to win the game, and if they don't win the fight, they're guaranteed going to lose. I expected to see it more picked up in cases like that, and I just haven't. Yeah,
you're right. You say cheap. I mean, it is. It's only, what, 2,000 gold, I believe, right? So, yeah, it's a very cheap item. I mean, and it does provide some good damage output. Obviously, taking the more damage is always the dangerous part of it, but still.
Of course.
So attack speed, definitely a very big positive. Wretched, I'm going to jump in right there, get Arachna to try to maybe get him to use the Shrunken Head, but...
You're not forced to use the item. You can use it when you actually feel like you'll be able to actually go and see that's actually... I don't know what using it when you're...
Oh, Pebbles in the background going for Luna, actually, of all heroes. Here comes the counter dump. Rox is going on Arachna. Arachna speed burster can't even get off the Shrunken Head. Finally gets it off at the last second, but now played very defensively. Tempest Hold'em in the meantime, going to be canceled eventually. We do see Chuck right there trying to finish off a Luna. Not going to be enough, though. Kelvin has put down the Morax's Matrix exploding right there, and Wretched Hag is now in pursuit. Going for Pebbles. Nice shields coming out from a Curse, but it's not going to be enough to save Pebbles in the end. Meanwhile, Arachna will fall. She does not have a buyback. GG's are being called, and it looks like Team USA does break through. And they're going to take the first game here in this best out of 3. So, good job, Team USA, coming out there, taking the first game.
That Morax's ultimate, too, man. I'm not sure if you saw, but the Arachna kept hitting him. It was taking out, like, literally 1/5, really. 1/6 of the ultimate, which was instantly recharging. Not even making a dent in the heroes. This goes to show you how tanky Morax's can get. Frostfield Plate, Helm of the Black Legion, even a decently farmed Arachna can't even scratch him in a fight.
Yeah, that was quite the show there from Team USA. I mean, again, as you put it, just Rachna, even with the Shrunken purchase,
right.
That's not your big
it comes
damage
too late,
item.
exactly.
You just didn't have the damage to break through, as we could tell. Hell, you didn't know Ophelia with how bulky she was. You had Plague Hunter passing around
what
the
she
armor.
do? She's physical damage. Yeah, exactly. They pretty much, they're one hoping in Arachna, and they had a surplus of physical damage reduction to deal with it. So, in the end.
Well played by Team USA, taking the first game. But again, we're at that best out of 3 stage here in this tournament. So Team Excellent obviously is still well alive. And a good chance for a possible comeback. So we'll have to wait and see. Going to take a short break right here as always. But we're going to have the next game coming up here just shortly. Again, Team Excellent versus Team USA. The other series, by the way, let's see if we have an update on that real quickly. That one's would be Too Much Sugar versus Locomotives. Apparently, Team Sugar Too Much Sugar did win the first game, and they're actually just starting the second game even. So it must have been it must have actually been a fairly quicker match there. With that said, I'm actually just checking real quickly. Okay, it looks like it was about a 33-minute match. Ooh, they ran the Jerizaiah Dark Lady by Too Much Sugar.
It worked out?
It worked out, yeah.
Yeah, the Jerizaiah.
The victory.
Oh, that reminds me of DreamHack, man. The Jerizaiah Dark
Lady.
Lady.
Nullstone on Dark Lady with the Jerizaiah. That is tough.
Cow. I like that they're doing that, though. They're having some nice alternative strats and actually winning against a very solid team over there.
Yeah, so they replaced me with Shams, and they start winning again.
Who would have thought?
Go figure.
So, no. You know what they did? They intentionally threw while you were playing on Honcast just to make you look bad. That is sickening.
How dare they? How dare they?
Shame on you, KZoo. Oh, my God.
No. That was a fun opportunity. All right, though. We're going to take a short break right here. So, again, game number 2, Team Excellent, taking on Team USA. Going to be coming up next. Stay tuned, guys. I'll be right back.
At the speed of light, I'm gonna make it. I know you've been expecting me. Turn on the cameras, take another scene. We go like hands up, people, get with the show.